Again, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. Here, let's roll a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Choices. Oh, here's a big one. We draw a choices card, and sometimes I'll do it. I'll act as the moderator and read it, and a lot of times that kind of helps with a variety of people in a group. Helps facilitate the activity. So here's a choices card. Whatever the roll of the die, give that many ways one could respond to a given situation. So they rolled a 4, and the situation is a clerk has given you too little change. So then we would say, all right, give us 4 ways that someone could respond to this situation. Now, they may be able to come up with 3, they may be able to come up with 4, they may be able to come up with more. But here's an opportunity to kind of open it up in terms of what are some constructive and perhaps what are some destructive ways to deal with that particular situation. And if they can't come up with a situation or come up with answers, then we can solicit ideas from other people. So here are some other kind of topics that we could do. You often don't feel like doing anything. Your spouse or friend doesn't want to dance. So this is, again, it's not as important, this situation. People will say, well, I don't have a spouse, or I don't have a friend, or I don't like to dance. Well, it's more understanding the process of making choices. Now, one thing about this is if somebody rolls a 1, they have to roll it over again, because there's never only one answer to a particular one choice as a way of responding to any given situation. Oftentimes we think, well, when this happens, this is how I have to respond. Well, when this happens, there's actually multiple ways to deal with a particular situation. Okay, let's go around and look at some other things. Here's personal positive and negative. Identify one positive thing about your life and turn that into a goal. Another possibility is there's really only 2 different cards that you can get. Identify one negative thing about your life and turn that into a goal. Well, let's go to goals. If somebody lands on goals, it will be draw a goals card. Identify something you would like to accomplish within that time indicated. So what is something you would like to accomplish within 3 days? Anything. Big thing, little thing. And what is something you could do today to help it happen? Not necessarily accomplish it, but to help it happen. So there are other time frames in here, 5 years, 1 hour, 3 months, different things. Again, to bring home the concept of what goals are and what actions you can take today to help it happen. Some of the other spaces, here's beliefs. What you would do typically is to draw 3 cards. So here are the different topics. Acceptance, old, evil. So choose one of those and state an opinion that you have about it. So let's see, I'll pick old. Getting old is a hard thing to do because you get all sorts of aches and pains and things kind of get in the way and you can't do the things you used to do. Okay, the next part of that is share how that opinion influences what you do or what you think. Well, maybe it influences me because I don't try as many things because I think I'm too old. Lots of opportunities there for discussion. So each of these spaces have a particular place on the instruction sheet that kind of guides you through. But again, each one of these has lots of opportunities for other kind of topics and other kinds of interventions that you can use. Lots of discussion. You can play this game over and over again. So what's nice here is, again, you can just use these cards. You can just use the belief cards in an intervention. You could just use the choices card. Part of an intervention might be to identify some other kinds of scenarios that would be more personalized to whoever is in the group. And the other thing is considering the people that you have in your group, you may want to stack the deck. There are some things in here having to do with chemical dependency and mental health issues and just general kinds of interaction issues. You know what? Stack the deck. You know who's going to be in your group. You can have them identify different ways to deal with those particular situations. Now another problem is, now this is a fairly small game board. If you happen to be working with a larger group, how are you going to do this? It's only a small group, a small board. So what I've done is I've developed a way of using this in a much larger group situation. So every one of these game pieces I've blown up into an 8x10 laminated so that we can put the game pieces around a big table or even on the floor. So what happens is the table itself becomes a giant game board. Maybe not as pretty, it doesn't have these pretty happy little clouds there, but it still works the same way. You use still all the same pieces, and it still involves all the different aspects of dealing with somebody's attitude. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, there'll be some information that's listed at the end of this movie so that you can contact me. And good luck and have a good attitude. Thank you.